Hi you guys, and welcome back to my channel. I hope I'm looking at y'all, because sometimes when I look at the playback I don't be looking at the camera. I be looking like this, okay? So with that being said, go ahead and comment down below where you're from, and be sure to like the video, share the video, and don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel. And also don't forget to hit that notification bell so you can know when I upload these videos. So let's get into it. Yeah, I decided to come on here and sell myself. I know that don't sound right, but I'm literally doing that because I feel like I need to do this. I come on here to explain this major that I have and what can employers do to utilize me in their companies, okay? So the degree that I have obtained from a university, it is an industrial management and technology degree with one of the schools that I attend to and I finished out from. They have changed it and added applied engineering at the end of the degree, because I guess previous students before me and other students was telling the advisors and teachers, as well as the head of the department, that employers didn't know specifically where to place us when it comes to this particular degree. So I'm just here to better explain, hopefully to gain hopefully for y'all to get a better understanding of this degree and how you can utilize us with your company, okay? So bear with me, because it's not a lot of information. It's more simpler than you think, but of course everything has to be blown out of proportion. All right, so what is industrial management and technology and applied engineering? I'm just going to add that on because I'm pretty sure the students after me and other classmates have graduated there has that degree with the same explanation, and they added the applied engineering. All right, so what is it? It is the use of engineering and manufacturing technology to make production faster, simpler, and more efficient. All right, to put that in simpler terms, we are the people that can make your company easier and more efficient and more profitable, okay? We are the people in between the head honcho CEO and probably other managers around. We are the critical thinkers that, you know, give those outrageous ideas or a consideration to help your organization move in a proficient and simple production, okay? I hope I explained that right. Hold on, let me reword that again. We are the people that could make your life easier, all right? Could make your company run efficiently. Bam, there it is, all right? We are the people that can help you run your company efficiently, all right? How? How can we do that? I hope I'm not hollering with this mic on because I'm getting hyped up in here, okay? That's how good this major can be whenever you can be your own hype man, okay? Because a lot of people don't get it, and I want y'all to get it, but I know it's going to take time. So what can employers think about when employ us? It employs creative and technology proficient individuals who can help a company achieve efficient and profitable productivity. All right, so I'm going to use an example of a company that is profitable and proficient in what they do. And I'm gonna tell you why they are the way they are. Chick-fil-A. I know a lot of y'all don't like Chick-fil-A, but majority of everyone, the majority loves Chick-fil-A. Why? Because not only they are efficient, but they give you that quality service that everybody is looking for in a restaurant. All right, so I'm gonna tell you, this Chick-fil-A that is down the street from me, they are the stuff. Okay, they are the stuff, and I'm gonna tell you why. They are the stuff because whenever the panorama hit, it was not too many. The line stays consistently long, for one thing. But another thing is that they learn to adapt to what is happening. And that's what we are here to do for all the companies, all right? They adapt to whatever the need is out there. If they need more people out there delivering food, they supply more drivers. If they gonna get the line moving quicker, they're gonna put more people outside so they can be able to take those orders, and making sure everybody is in line perfectly. However it explained to them, to be like, okay, you're gonna be behind this car whenever they pull up. And then of course they're gonna have a person at the end of the building to hand you your ticket, your receipt, after you have swiped your card, or they're gonna hand you receipt and your change whenever you pay for your meal, whenever you get to that point before you get to those windows. And then you're gonna have a person possibly standing outside ready to hand you the goods. And guess what? They're not gonna hand you the goods. They're not gonna hand you the goods by hand, because we dealing with you know who, okay, out there. But they have a basket for you ready to hand you your food, and then you take the food out yourself. And of course they're gonna be like, enjoy your day, and then you're gonna say thank you, and then what's their motto? My pleasure. Okay, so that is a good example of a restaurant or a business moving proficiently and profitably to be able to tend the needs of the customer. Okay, so that's what this industry is about. All right, it's not only on Chick-fil-A, but I'm pretty sure it's with every other industry as well. But I gave Chick-fil-A an example because I have seen it before, where I'm like, they can do this, this, and this, and then about a couple weeks later, boom, they got it. All right, because they have somebody in there that is organizing the thing. They are doing the darn thing. All right. Excuse me. So, okay, I'm gonna give you another example. Another example is when you know who hit. Everybody was, the employers, they was trying to figure out what they're gonna do, as far as like having their employees working from home, because you know most employers don't want their employees working from home, but they had to anyway. I mean, they have to make a living just like you have to make a living. So what did they do? Zoom was the answer. All right. When I was in a women empowerment group, we was using Zoom before you know who hit, because there were people that already had businesses and weren't able to come, and so we had recorded all the sessions on Zoom, and then we would either post it on the Facebook group, or the mentee would the mentor would put it on, they'll just leave it within the link or something like that, or they'll send a blast email. I think that's what happened. They would send a blast email to let them know that, hey, this is what happened, and da 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 da. And then whenever you know who hit, then that's when all the companies were using Zoom, and then Zoom had crashed. And then all of a sudden Microsoft and Google got on the train of having video conference calls. So that's another example of someone saying, hey, I have a need. I need this. And then you have another person over here that says, I got what you need. Do you want it? And then boom, there's the transaction. All right. So that's another example. And that applies to any field. All right. So I hope those two examples is enough to be like, okay, I can probably go into this major and get this degree. So the program of this degree includes instruction, optimization theory, human factors, organizational behavior, industrial processing, industrial planning procedures, computer applications, and reporting presentation preparation. So, and also the courses that consist of this, what this program offers, and the basic necessities that is needed to be considered for a job are basic math, science, and business knowledge that is needed for effective use of fundamental technical process and management skills. So the courses that I took that are explained in those two paragraphs, examples are human growth and development, possibly. Of course, intro to oral communication, computer concepts. Let's see. Intro to, let's see. No, not intro to civil engineering. That is another degree that I was going forth, and I couldn't get over the Cal 2, the Chem 2, and the Physics 1 course. So no, X those out. Yes, classes that will fall in this degree would be lean production, hazardous waste and fire safety, industrial employment research, leadership and supervision. And then of course we would take a couple business courses, would be principles of accounting, principles of management, government and politics of Texas. With the manufacturing part, it will be manufacturing processes, energy systems, cost estimating, construction technology, quality insurance. Let's see, principles of microeconomics, that will fall into the business category. Principles of information systems, that's just learning about the technology, the computer, the software, the hardware, all that. OSHA for general industry, and if you want a certification, you get OSHA 10 and OSHA 30, but once you get OSHA 30, it knocks off the OSHA 10. All right. Of course, you have to take physics. All right, that'll be your science. Intro to PLC program, advanced industrial electronic and industrial materials technology, industrial metrology, industrial human services, CAD CAM. When I mean CAD CAM, that's like AutoCAD. All right. Basic industrial, or did I do that? Basic industrial electronics. I think I said that one already. Well, that's the basic level. Computer applications, all that, graphic communications, all that, you know, those are the courses that you will be taking with this degree plan. And I'm pretty sure you'll be taking more courses, but other courses that are listed in the degree plan that that you'll want to take that I didn't take, but that's just the courses that you will be taking to get that degree. All right. And of course, you'll be taking your core classes. I highly recommend taking your core classes at a community college before you get into a university, I highly recommend that, because you're dealing with a smaller class and you'll be able to have more access to your teacher. Tidbit, okay? So yes, those will be the classes that you'll be taking that the program includes. And with those classes that I listed or said, those are between 2 universities that I went to before I graduated. All right, so I went to a community colleges and 2 universities. All right, so yeah, I'll explain that in another video. All right, so another thing is you will have the ability to use software and hardware to solve technological problems, along with communication skills in written, electronic, and verbal presentation format. So you'll probably be writing speeches or whatever. Excuse me. I had to, yeah, excuse me. Okay, so you'll be either writing speeches for someone or you'll be writing speeches for yourself. You will either communicate electronically by email or text message or group message. That's if you have a group message. More likely it's email that is talking about. All right, and then of course verbal presentation formats. That's if you're presenting any information that your supervisor or shareholders or other counterparts that you will have to do. All right. So another thing is that you'll be able to meet the needs and challenges of technology related careers in industry, education, business, and government. So what it means by that is that this is a broad major. This major is not tailored to one industry. I had plenty of people that have asked me when it comes to my education and I explain this degree, or if I tell them this degree, they be like, oh, have you thought about getting a job in the oil field? And I'm like, yeah, however, it needs to go in when it comes to me going into the oil field, it will have the schedule will have to be flexible enough to fall through with my child's schedule, okay, overall. But other than that, yes, I have thought about it, but I'm the type of person that likes to go outside the box. So this major was made for me. This major was made for me because I can go into the government realm, I could go into the business administration realm, I can go into the medical realm, I can go into the educational realm, I can go to any engineering industry that I desire. And then, like I said, it's just up to me to pursue that industry. Right now, my interest is in the educational and the medical realm. All right, so yeah, with this degree here you can go anywhere. That's why they added the applied engineering degree, because most industries will probably be like, I never heard of this degree, so how does this apply to engineering? How is this an engineering degree? Well, let me explain. It is an applied engineering degree. It's not just one tailored engineering degree like architect or civil engineering or mechanical engineering or construction. It's not tailored to just one industry. It is tailored to all industries, okay? So yes, if you are a person that likes to adapt to the times, or it doesn't want to be in a box when it comes to your career path or whatever, this is a good major for you. All right, this is a good major for you. Let's see. According to one of the universities, they had put on their website that, and this is TAMUC, Texas A&M University Kingsville, that's where I graduated from, On their website, they have manufacturing process products, which is using products, metals, plastic, and wood to execute the job. The median annual wage for industrial production managers is at least $193,000, and that was based off the year in 2015. And what that position does is to oversee daily operations of manufacturing related plants. So with me stating that annual wage for a production manager, and this was based off the 2015 data, and also the TAMUC Industrial Management Technology webpage, that's what you'll be earning. Okay, that's a possibility of what you'll be earning. So imagine that. So according to CalU on their website, they have comprehensive training program for industrial technologists who have an associate's in order to take on leadership and management roles in business, industry, and government. All right, so, and that's one thing. Each college that has this degree caters more to a, how should I say this? Each college that has this degree program tailors to the demographic that it tailors to the demographic that the degree that the graduates can graduate and get into quickly or efficiently. What I mean by that is that in CalU, I'm not for sure. It says in business, industry, and government, so they do have a lot of businesses out there. They do have a lot of headquarters, and I'm pretty sure they have a lot of industrial stuff out there, as well as, of course, the government. They have a heavy government sector over there. With TAMUC, there is the oil field and maritime and the petrochemical industries surrounding its area. So it's going to tailor more to those industries because they expect you to go into their sector whenever you graduate. And with Mississippi State University, they tailor more to the manufacturing part because there are a lot of manufacturing companies in that sector, in that demographic. So I hope you get what I'm saying with that realm. All right. So, all right. So let's go through the pros and cons. I don't have too many cons about it, but I do just have one con about it. The pros, I'm gonna go with the pros first. The pros is that it's flexible. The degree is flexible. When I tell you, you can market yourself in every industry that you desire, you can. All right. Especially dealing with different industry sectors like the engineering sectors and the business sector and the government sector. You can market yourself with a quickness, and educational as well, because we do need those educators out there to help explain what we can utilize in your company. And it takes less time depending on where you at. Now, depending on which college you go to, it takes less time than an average engineer to graduate, because most, if not all, engineers, it takes at least, it's an average of 7 years. It's an average of 7 to 8. It depends on if the person takes a break or not, or a gap year. It depends on the person. But it took me 6 years to get out of school. Okay, 6. So yes, it depends. It does take less time though. It depends on. I guess it depends on if you want to concentrate in business administration or not, or what your concentration or what your minor is. It depends on that feature as well. So, but with me, it took less time. All right, just enough to say, hey, I did it. All right, and did well. Another pro is less homework. So you have less homework. It's not as strenuous as civil engineering. I'm gonna tell you that now. It is less strenuous as this. Oof, it's less strenuous on the homework because majority of the time you are doing hands-on, and then some teachers, they'll have you go home with homework as a refresher. That's it. And as I said, within the last one, to follow up, it is hands-on. And to follow up with that, pro is the one-on-one interaction with your teacher. The average amount of students in the classroom for this particular degree is at least 20 to 30 to push it, but more likely on average is 20 to 25 students in the classroom. So you'll be able to have that one-on-one interaction with your teacher, which is key and essential when it comes to being in college, because you want to be able to reach out to your teacher without a problem or without any interference, to be able to check up on your progress or if you have questions. Another con is the flexibility to go to industry to industry. I know I stated that in the first pro, but I'm gonna state this once and for all, and I'm gonna repeat it so many times. You can be flexible. And when I tell you this major is flexible, it is flexible. All it takes is yourself to market it, how you can be an asset to the employer's company. All right, so yeah, take a look at this major. It'll change your life. All right, and on to the cons. I only have one con, and that is not all industries know or aware about this industry, because they are, so used to the major engineering degrees like civil, mechanical, electrical, all that, maritime. They're already used to that. They're not used to industrial management technology students because they're not aware of it and they don't know of it. So hopefully after this video, you'll have a full idea of how you can utilize us with this degree and how much of a asset that we can be for your company. I'm telling y'all, you may have some bumps in the road, as far as like trying to get the job that you want. But I'm telling you, it kind of feels good when you can market yourself and be like, hey, this is how I can add value to your company. And I have this to back it up, So, yes, not all industries are aware, but hopefully within the next 5 years, I'm going to give it 5 years. Hopefully within the next 5 years, they will know about this degree, okay? Because I'm pumped about this degree. I'm pumped about this degree because I'm not going to say it's an escape, but it's a refresher. It's a breath of fresh air that I don't have to be tied to just one thing when it comes to pursuing a career. I can be able to market myself in other industries, be like, hey, this is how you can utilize me, and this is what I have to offer. And like I said, it's up to them to take it or not. And half of the time, and I'm not gonna lie, half of the time I have gotten a lot of rejection emails, not necessarily calls, but more so emails nowadays, because, you know, more likely they found another candidate, and that they want to go to. But I think partially it's because of the major that I graduated with. So hopefully this video will help you out. I hope this video will help me out when it comes to the employers and wanting to know what industrial management, technology, and applied engineering is. All I can say overall is an applied engineering degree, all right? And we can do some things for y'all. It's just up to y'all to give us a chance to showcase our skills, and I promise you we will leave you with a good old smile in the end for your company. So with that being said, comment down below on what major you graduated with, and do you have to showcase and sell yourself and be your own salesman to get the job that you want. And let me know if you want more videos of this, because like I said, it's part of my self-discovery, and also it's just part of my journey in general. So with that being said, I hope you guys have a great day, and don't forget to preserve your energy, and don't forget to add value to every day. I don't think that came out right. No, scratch that. Let's add value every day. All right? So be sure to like this video, share this video, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.